I'm sure some people will come in. All right, how y'all doing? How's everybody doing tonight? We good?
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad, not bad. All right, I'm gonna bring you on, spotlight you for a little bit, and we just check in. Tell me what's up. All right, Lauren, Dr. Lauren, what's up, baby?
Hey, I am still at the office, so I'm good though. I'm good. I'm good. I am probably pretty far from my goal today, but I think I'm gonna make it before I do head to the bed.
Oh,
Make
look,
it.
I hear you. Look, you just decide. You just got to decide, okay, what do I want to do? I'll be making
Right.
like them choices. Like, all right, I'm gonna be up for another 4 hours.
Yeah,
What I'm
yeah.
gonna do? Am I gonna drink this? Or I'm gonna be up for another hour? Do I want to be getting up and using the bathroom? Right?
Uh-huh.
Like these
Uh-huh.
decisions that we
Right.
make, right? So
Uh-huh. It
how
hasn't been
much
too
you get?
bad overnight, like so I'm grateful for that. So
Okay, so that's good. So
yeah.
let me ask you this. What based on some of the stuff that we talked about early on,
Mhm.
what have you figured out as like the rhythm that's seems to be working, or are we still tweaking it?
I think it's going to continue to be a work in progress, but the earlier the better as far as the starting of it is concerned. Like I feel like I need to literally set an alarm to get up if I'm like having a later day to get up and just drink water, and then if I need to go back to sleep, go back to sleep. But it's just yeah, starting earlier is definitely it because after a while I start to feel waterlogged because I'm trying to get it all in before time expires on me. So yeah, definitely that.
No, I think that's all of us. Like,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
sooner we can get started,
mm-hmm,
the better. Because you're like, I got time. I got time.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and don't.
And literally, you don't have the time that you
You
think
don't.
you do. And I'm finding like that's the same, like for everything.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
don't have the time that I think I do
Right.
a lot of things. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I just always am overconfident, like overestimating how much time I think I have. And it's like, no, you don't
Mm-hmm.
got that much time. What you doing? You know? So
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
very good. So how
Yeah.
you feeling? How's it going? How's that part? How's that been?
I'm feeling good. I feel hydrated. My skin is reflection. Yes,
Yes.
so I'm enjoying that part for sure. My joints are definitely not feeling as crazy like after my workout, so I appreciate that
Wow.
wholeheartedly.
Good.
Yeah, and my soreness levels are pretty minimal, so I'm definitely liking that part for sure.
So glad you're feeling those kind of results. Absolutely.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Very nice.
Hmm.
All right.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Karen. Hey. Hello.
Hi, Tasha.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great
How's it
today.
going? How's it going?
Yesterday was one of those crossroads where I had to make an executive decision whether to finish the 20 ounces or get my sleep in. And I chose to get my sleep in. And that's why I didn't hit my goal yesterday. The last few days at work has been crazy. I'm going to be off next week. So they're like trying to get everything in before I'm out, although I have a backup partner that covers me. They're just trying to get me to do everything before I leave. So that's been kind of, but I've been trying to hit my goal, which and I have. But yesterday I kind of fell short.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. And that's okay. And that's okay, right? Because there's today and you always jump back on. So that I really want to say that to y'all listening, like even if you don't meet that goal, whatever, just like hey, I meet the goal tomorrow. My intention is to meet this goal, and you just move like that. You move with that kind of intention. You move with that purpose. Yeah, you cannot beat yourself because life happens and you're not going to always meet the goal. The thing is, we want to have more days that we've met the goal than more days that we haven't met the goal. There's this beautiful book that we referenced 2 nights ago when Dr. Amma was here called Atomic Habits. If you have not read that book, it's incredible for this kind of work that we're doing around hydration and just creating healthy habits. You see psychologically what has to happen in order to make those things stick. Because the thing is, what's going to make it stick? It's not just doing the thing, it's what's going to make it long lasting and enduring. And one of the things they talk about is having more days where you're doing the thing than days that you're not doing the thing. That's when the habit is accumulating. It's like there's a desire for you to keep going. When you start slacking off and not doing the thing, there's more of a desire to not do the thing in a sense. And so you have to now think about it. We're getting close to the end of the challenge. What kinds of things need to be in place for you for this to be a habit, for this to be a lifestyle change for you? You know what I mean? In lieu of all of the crazy that's happening at work, in lieu of all of it. So I want you to think about that. That's really important.
So this happened yesterday. However, I think I'm a strong believer that things happen for a reason.
Mhm.
And that 20 that I miss, I think I'm okay with doing the 120 because I didn't feel pressed, you know, to, because like you said, you have to start early, but
Yeah.
I'm starting early and I'm finishing way late because I have more to consume. So that 20 that I miss, I think I'll be okay because I tell you, I had a really good night's rest and
Mm.
I didn't feel, and I didn't have to get up as much in the middle of the night
Mm.
to go and use. I was good with that,
Mm.
you know? And then, I mean, along the way, I'll probably try to build back up, but I think I was really good with that 120, and I didn't have to feel that waterlog, the feeling, and I have to sit up, and then I have to wait another 3 hours before I could go to my bed, and that's throwing me off of because I set my time to go to bed at 9:30, right? Because I know I wake up very early and I have a long day at work. So, so this morning when I woke up, and then thank you, ladies, for sending me the encouragement and everything, and I saw that just rejuvenated me. It gave me that surge, and I felt refreshed, regenerate. Um, I felt really, really good.
Mm.
So, and I think I can meet the goal today. However, I love that extra extra whatever I got of sleep, so
Yeah.
that when I started my day, I was good. You know.
Yeah. No, and I think that's amazing. And I do think that we also have to go with how we feel. And so if you're sleeping better, it's a cascading effect. Lifestyle changes are a cascading effect in that when you start working on this one thing, these other things kind of start happening too in a good way. So what I would say is, all right, let's do 120. Let 120 right now be the thing. It's not necessarily the full goal, but let's rock with 120 because if you're sleeping better, that's going to help with your blood sugar. That's going to help with your focus. That's going to help with so many things when you're sleeping. You see what I'm saying? And then you were like, all right, let me try to do this one little thing so that I can get closer to the 134, right?
Yeah.
So I think that that's fine. When we're talking about making small changes, it's literally just that they're very small changes. And so you see that you get more rest because you're not peeing all the time, waking up and peeing. That's more important right now, you know? And then we can figure out, okay, what do we need to do so that we can get a little bit more of that water in so you're ending before 9:30, right? So I think we good. I'm excited to hear that. And I'm glad that you had a great night's rest. That's awesome.
When 5:30, when my little went off at 5:30, I was like, oh my goodness, it's 5:30? It's I it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How beautiful. All
Thank
right.
you so very much. I appreciate you ladies for having my back, supporting me, and starting my day because I didn't see the love until when I woke when I got to work, and I was like, what? And I was like,
Yeah,
thank you, thank
very,
you.
very nice. All right. Valerie, Valerie, can you hear us?
Sure to turn my mic off this time.
Hey, Valerie, how's it going?
I'm driving right now. I guess I can turn on the camera. Hey everybody, I'm out here in my truck. Uh, Anybody from Atlanta knows that rush hour traffic here sucks, and it has sucked for many, 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 many years.
Yes, it has.
So Costco restrooms are okay. That's where I'm coming from, and I almost lost it.
Really?
So I just, hey, if you have to go, know that you're going to do some walking.
Yes.
That and I'm enjoying this challenge. I want to continue. I'm going to continue. And you asked the question in the chat, what is it that you need? You
Yep.
know, what more do we need from you?
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, nutrition really is a big part of it. It's like now that we know the needs of, the water, then and then it's the hydrating vegetables that we add. But it's also the diet and nutrition and what we're actually taking in. So one of the main things, if you could like have a workshop or expound or incorporate more proper food combining, I don't think that that's talked about enough in
Yeah.
terms of how combining our proteins and starches and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
it'd be
beautiful.
great. And
Absolutely.
then maybe like, a smoothie, creative smoothie webinar or something like that. And the
Yeah.
reason why I say that before I joined the challenge, man, I was putting everything in that blender. I had like blueberries and nuts and lettuces and greens and things and that thing. It was not the bomb. It was a bomb. It was horrible. It's just like, so I didn't know. I'm thinking that, lettuces and, blueberries are okay. But
Yeah.
I don't think that they combine well. You would
Yeah.
think that because you're eating them in salads.
Yeah. No, but I think it's just optimizing what you put together for digestion purposes, which is what you're talking about, you know? And with that, yes, there are some tools and some ways in which that you bring some of the greens together so that you can minimize digestive challenges and like just what does the plate look like? So if you're creating a plate, what kinds of things need to go on that plate, even if the plate is inside of the smoothie or inside of a smoothie form. So yes, yes,
Right.
yeah, I'm down with that. That sounds really, really good. I can help you out with that for sure.
Yeah. And then I do want to set up an appointment with what's the sister's name in Marietta, the chiropractor. I love that video that you all did. That
Yeah,
chat that talk was really, that was on point. And
yeah,
about the what's that hair follicle test or whatever to test what you are sensitive to. That sounds
yeah.
interesting.
Oh, it's incredible. It's a nutrition test. So what it does is it tells you from a nutrition standpoint what your intolerances are. So here's the thing, right? We have allergies and we have intolerances. Our allergies definitely present in some way on the skin. It might also present as, sneezing. It might present as your throat closing up. It might present as a hives, a rash. But intolerances is more stressors on the system, and they
Hmm.
don't present externally. They're presenting internally. And so an example would be like when I did that test, the stressors that I have are white flour, wheat. Though that was it. Nothing else was on the test. Everything else was I was cleared. So for me, I can eat those things, but I have to be mindful how much I eat because I'll start developing like maybe itchy, like down there, all kind of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm eating too much wheat. I'm eating too much flour. I got to back up. Although I will say, since doing all this hydration and being intentional about the hydration, I'm not feeling that way anymore. So what I think it was probably connected to was being chronically dehydrated and not realizing it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are super dehydrated, your pH balance inside your gut area can go off. And then some of these other things start happening. So going back to
Interesting.
the nutrition test with the intolerances, you'll find out what stressors are happening on the inside. And
Hmm.
that'll allow you to decide, okay, you may need to minimize these things because you don't know unless you know. You might be thinking,
Right.
I'm good, I can eat this, I'm good. But then when you find out, no, your body is really reacting to this thing that you really like and you think is safe, it's like, dang, I really need to take that out. And then you start feeling better, way better when you start removing those things that are stressors.
Very interesting. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah,
Mm.
So,
that's great.
sorry, what's the name of the test? I'm sorry, I'm writing it down.
So, so it's a nutrition response test, and Dr. Crump, which is the video that y'all are referring to, is in the course. She offers that test, right?
Uh,
Offers that test. So she's one of my wellness partners, and as a holistic health coach, it's helpful to have that information so that we know how to guide people from a nutrition standpoint, just all kinds of different things. It's just another level of knowing on what's working for you and what's not working for you in the body. So it's nutrition response testing, and that's something that she offers. And no matter where you are, you can do it. You get the kit, swab the mouth, mail it off. The results go to her. You schedule the appointment, and then particularly if you're doing nutrition coaching with me, then we then look at that full report and then we figure out, okay, these are things that you don't need to have. These are things that you need to incorporate, and this is how you can incorporate it. So it's very informative. It's super nice. Super, super nice.
okay,
So we could talk about that if you like.
you know
Gotcha.
we will.
Huh? Yes. All
Definitely.
right. All right. So
Question.
Valerie, did you get everything that you wanted to say out? You good?
I'm finding as far as the water consumption, I mean, since we've gone this far, does anybody feel like they really have the capacity to actually drink actually more now? Like past the goal? I haven't gone
Mm.
past the goal, but I'm like, there's been plenty of opportunity where I've finished, my consumption for the day meeting the goal,
Hmm.
but then I could actually take in more and I just haven't, just gone to go ahead and do that other 10 ounces to do a gallon. You know what I'm saying? I'm finding that
Yes,
maybe the body's holding a little bit more that is now that it's acclimated to, you know, absorbing more. You know what I mean? That's
absolutely.
interesting. But trust me, I still have to go. But I feel like it wasn't like that pressing like when we first started. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I do. And what I'm saying to you too is those kidneys are getting stronger. right? Because you're able to move, move, like you're able to, as you said, not go as much. So the bladder is getting strong. I think the kidneys are getting strong. This is my theory, y'all. I'm not a physician. I'm not a, DR doctor. But I find that when you're first starting out, like you said, you got to get used to it. But I do feel that my capacity to hold more water has increased for sure. I also find that I have to go to the bathroom more different parts of the day. It just depends on what's happening. You know what I mean? So you got to keep that
Right.
too. Do you feel the same way? You got to go. It just really depends. And like some days, like as soon as I drink that water, I gotta go. Three bathroom runs in the morning, and then it tapers off. It tapers off. So yeah, I think that you're definitely getting stronger, and we want that. We want that. That's super good.
Right. Because we are really expanding muscle, right? I mean, if we're, that's what's happening. Something's getting a workout with the
I'm
expansion,
getting a
right?
workout. That's absolutely true. I will also say this for us who are dealing with incontinence. Incontinence is that sphincter muscle. Start practicing those things because the little peeing that is happening when you kind of lose a little bit is because that muscle isn't being exercised. So Kegels are super helpful when you're doing all of this hydration. In addition to the Kegels and working that muscle, breathing. Actually, when you have to go to the bathroom, you want to slow down and walk to the bathroom. Don't run to the bathroom because you're raising your adrenaline, you're raising your heart rate. You're gonna have to go faster and more. You want to breathe and like just try to put it out your mind and ease to the bathroom, flow to the bathroom, walk to the bathroom. And you'll find that you may, once you start mastering that, you're not gonna have as many accidents where you're like, oh my God, because you're controlling it's mind over matter. It's all in your head. Think about it like this. You might be, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Then you get to the front door, and then it feels like it has to come down fast. It's because in your mind, you're like, I'm about to be in a relaxing environment. I'm about to be able to go. It's in your head. So it's something that we have to work on. It really is, really and truly is.
And then
So
it's like
you're
thinking that
getting
you're not going
stronger. What did you say, Valerie?
the placebo of feeling like you're not going to make it. If you're thinking you're not going to make it, then you're not going to make it.
You think you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna make it. That is it. You gonna make it. You just gotta tell yourself, I'm gonna make it. I don't have an option not to make it.
Hold it, hold it. Yeah. Can I ask you one other thing? And thank you
Yeah.
for your time. Okay, when we were talking in the water class about pasteurization, can you explain what that is? And the reason why I'm asking this again is that I actually put some almonds back that I was going to buy because on the label it said steam pasteurized. And I'm just like, well, what's the quality of this almond now that I know that it's probably not raw? You know what I mean?
Right. So I'm telling you, you're gonna have to do some research to find out unless you go to a almond farm, get the almonds off the tree yourself, and you shuck them, you take them out the shell. It's going to be really challenging unless you again find a source where they're not pasteurizing the nuts, right? If it's being sold in a store, they pasteurize everything to keep it safe from bacteria, from depending on what it is, like if it's a beverage or whatever, they call it rapid fermentation. Rapid fermentation, like when stuff kind of start going bad, it start having like that bubbly, like like it's rapid
Hmm.
fermentation. In some respects, you can still drink it, but not everybody can because their digestive system may not be able to handle the bacteria that's being formulated in that rapid fermentation process. So
Hmm.
like raw juices and stuff like that. Like if you go like Arden's Garden, you might be familiar with Arden's Garden. Their juices, when they're sold in Kroger and those places, they're pasteurized. They do something like they do some kind of quick steam pasteurization just to make sure that it can have more, it's more shelf stable. That's why they do it. Because
Gotcha.
it's a true raw juice. Like my watermelon juice is a true raw juice. When you buy it from me, you have a couple days, 3 days or so. Like what I typically do is I freeze them because now I have a longer shelf life. But if it's just, or if the fridge is super cold, where it's like right above freezing, then it's gonna have a longer shelf life. But if it's just like in a regular fridge, yours and mine, it's gonna go bad fast. I don't do pasteurization or any of that stuff. There's no heat applied to it. So you can still eat it. I don't want you to see what happens when we do these challenges and we start learning all this stuff. We get nervous about everything that we're consuming. And I don't want you to feel that way. Just it's a mindfulness like, oh, these are pasteurized. Let's see if there's a way that I can get some unpasteurized stuff that's fully raw. Definitely in the South, pecans and those things, you can find those kinds of trees, pecan trees, those things are raw. But things like almond, yeah, you gotta do a little bit more searching. And truth be told, like if you're doing milks, nut milks, things like walnut milk, uh, pecan milk, you can make those things yourself. You can make those things yourself. You don't have to go and buy those things. Like I don't even drink almond milk anymore. I just don't. Because they put a lot of chemicals and stuff in them. If I want a milk, I just make it. I have my Nicken, my clean water filtration system. I soak my nuts, I blend it. I got a nut milk press. I make my milk. I eat my cereal or whatever, and I'm done. I don't even need to drink a lot of like nut milks like that. So I really want y'all to get into the thought, of doing some of this stuff yourself if you're able to. If you're able, just kind of try to figure out how you can blend some of it in if you're able to, you know, because it's gonna add to your nutrition when you're controlling what you're putting into the foods that you're making for yourself. It's gonna help to advance that nutrition versus buying some of this stuff because they're not thinking about your nutrition. They just think about making money. You don't know about the quality of the water when they're making almond milk. You got to think about all of that now, right? If I'm buying an almond milk, a nut milk, are they using clean reverse osmosis water? Are they using filtered water to make this stuff? It starts making you ask questions now that you have a knowledge around hydration and water quality and all of this. Man, they probably not because that's more cost for them. Let me just make my stuff. Try it, just try it. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's just I think for me the thing that's the most important is having a desire and to take hard out of my mindset around eating better, eating cleaner, doing the work to eat better and stuff like that. Like if you're a person who likes to cook, I'm from a Caribbean background, we cook. That's what we do. I like to eat out too, but mostly we cook. We cooking. But then now let's elevate the kinds of things that we're cooking and how we're cooking it. So we got to shift. We got to shift back to our mindset of this ain't hard. This is what we do. This is what our ancestors did. And just because our lives look the way they look now doesn't mean that we shouldn't be doing some of the things that's going to sustain us and keep us strong and healthy. It's a choice. It's a choice, you know. It just requires a little bit more work.
Right. I think that we can make it. We just need to, like you said, just think things through. Just be more conscious about our purchases and what we are investing in, and
Yeah.
to keep it, if we can, keep it as simplistic as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. And you can do it. You have a community here supporting you and reminding you and showing you every day that you can do it. You can do it. You just have to have the desire to want to do it. And it can't feel like for you, it's like there's gotta be this shift. Man, I gotta go cook. Just do one little thing a week and see how that feels. And usually when you start having the successes of making a lifestyle change, you want to get more successes. And then you try to add more things. And that's how new habits are formed, for better or worse. It's how we feel. If we feel good, we want more of that high of feeling good. If we don't feel good, then I don't want to do that. But we're usually chasing the good feeling. You see what I'm saying? We're usually chasing the good feeling. So, so
This is
that's
a
what
real
I would say
great
about that.
benefit for all of us. Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I wanted to talk about my little presentation. It's not a whole lot that I want to share with this, but it's something I want you to think about. I just want us to have a open conversation about it. So let me share my screen, and this is actually in the course. So I hope you guys have been doing your course material. Have y'all been doing the course material? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, just started, but I'm getting through them.
Yeah, but I mean, it's stuff that we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes,
So
ma'am.
it's a video. It's stuff that we've been doing. So remember, once you're done, there's this little check mark right here in the section you just hit done.
Oh, okay. I was looking for that
And
because I'm
that's
like,
how I know that it's complete. So I'm looking to see who's completed it. So a lot of people are at 0%. So once you click that, each time you go through each day, it'll mark it and then you'll see that you've completed the course. Do you see now, once I click that, it says 8% complete?
oh, okay.
So your
I was
goal is to
looking
be
for that.
100% complete, okay? So
I
that,
am, but I just didn't know how to.
yeah, so now you could go back and you can click those and then you're good to go.
Thank you, Tosh.
You're welcome. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about like smart hydration. That's what I wanted to talk about. All right. So we kind of went from, and let me show you this real quick. Let me show you this. Where is it? Let me show you this picture. And then we'll go back to that. Here we go. Yes. Let's see. Here we are. All right. So when you first started this challenge, it was just about getting us to hydrate, right? The next level would be proper hydration. So that was half your body weight in ounces of water. And now what we want to do is we want to get you thinking about smart hydration. Okay, smart hydration. So hydration, then proper hydration, and smart hydration. All right. So I want y'all to think about that. All right. Now let's go back to that note in the course. So this is day 4's content. So smart hydration. All right. So with smart hydration, really what we want to do is we want to think about water quality. So we want to make sure that our water is filtered, like really optimally filtered. Okay. We want to also make sure that from a mineral absorption standpoint, that we're getting all the proper nutrients in our water. All right. And you can add minerals to the water, but if you're doing the right kind of filtration and you're using, like what we talked about, like that Nikken or whatever, it's gonna be filtered properly, and then you're gonna get the proper minerals in there. And then the optimal pH level. All right. pH level for the body and pH level in the water. So in general, water is neutral. Water is like 7. But when you start getting into alkaline water, that's like when it's way past 7. So like 8, 9.5, 10, things like that. Okay. So let's talk about this real fast, right? So your body, 70% water. Your body composed of 70% water. Your muscles, 76% water. Your lungs, 90% water. Your blood, 83% water. Your skeletal structure, 22% water. And then the brain is 95% water. All right. So I want y'all to think about the levels. If we were to like list those things, there and there's a score of 0 to 100%. You kind of see what levels of water each of those things are at. So not all of them are 100%. The brain, a lot of water. So immediately when you're not drinking enough water, your brain is affected. You are feeling fuzzy. You don't have a clearness, a clarity, like all of that. That's because you're not hydrated. All right. Your blood, like, I don't know, like actually, Tiffany shared she's experiencing better blood pressure numbers because she's hydrating properly. Why? The blood vessels start opening up. They're oxygenated when you add more water to the mix. The blood vessels aren't like constricted. So that's one of the big things that they'll tell you when you're dealing with hypertension, drink more water. It literally helps to, over time, bring your blood pressure down, which is amazing. Okay, it's absolutely amazing. So from a smart hydration standpoint, what we want to think about is, okay, we wanted to get that water in, but now what we want to think about is being sustainable throughout the day. And again, you got to figure out what works for you. Where, and this is to me going to be the measure, where the urine is clear or almost clear. Where the urine is clear or almost clear throughout the day. All right. So if you're able to sustain that color, that clear to almost clear color throughout the day while managing the drinking, right? Then that's more smart hydration. That the effects that you're feeling now from doing this, the fatigue, all of that, moodiness, all that stuff starts to dissipate because you're properly hydrated. Okay? So the difference between drinking water, okay, I'm just drinking it because I'm thirsty. More than likely, yeah, okay. Some people say, oh, I'm hungry. Nah, you really thirsty. So once they feel like they're thirsty, they drink. Okay. They drink water, they don't know the pH of the water. They drinking randomly. They just drinking randomly. They don't have a proper filtration or mineralization of the water. So the quality of the water, once again, is not where it needs to be. Smart hydration, on the other hand, is when we doing what we do, where we're looking at our weight. You know, some apps will give you weight, height, age, gender, but really what really supersedes that is half your body weight in ounces of water, right? And so that's part of the smart hydration tool, making sure that the pH is balanced. So if you're going to do alkaline water or spring water, you're consistent with that alkalinity, right? You're drinking consistently throughout the day, like we've been practicing, and then making sure that the filtration is there, but then there's mineralization of that water so that you're getting what you need. All right. Let me show y'all, and Valerie knows about this. This is the Brain On, that E3 Live product. This gives you trace minerals. So we add this to our water and it's incredible. I have this in this bottle because this is live, fresh frozen. But then we also have the packets, which is I think a lot easier for people to manage because you don't have to have it cold, it don't got to be frozen, all of that. But if you're able to buy this and have it every day, this is you really feel the benefit. There's a clarity that comes with drinking this on a consistent basis. And you get a lot of the nutrition that we're talking about from being like hydrated smartly. All right. So this is something that you might want to consider. We can talk about that if y'all want to talk about it. All right. As Dr. Amma said, you can add a little bit of lemon juice to your water, but you don't want to overdo it, right? You don't want to overdo it. So literally, I want you to be like, am I being smart with my hydration? Ask yourself that question every day. Am I being smart today with my hydration? Did I add any nutrients to my water? Am I consistently drinking throughout the day? Right? I know we talked about starting early and stuff like that. Yes, just to kind of get things going. But then once we get a lot of that water out the way, am I consistently drinking throughout the day? With that water app, it's going to give you a reminder. So depending on how you have it set, drink, drink soon as you see the reminder app. And then the big check is the urine. Is my urine clear to almost clear when I go to the bathroom? The biggest change in your urine color should be probably at night because you're fasting for so long. You know, you're fasting with 8 hours because you're sleeping. So that first urine might be the deepest color, but then it should change as you hydrate throughout the day. So that's the process, that's the plan that I want y'all to think about. All right. Um, And that's it. Like that's it for this. You know, I didn't get a chance to talk about that the other night, but I definitely wanted to make sure that we covered the smart hydration piece because it's simple, but it's something that, you know, we often overlook. And, you know, the more you do this, really you talked about it too, Valerie, is about absorption. You want to make sure that the water quality is good so that you can absorb what you need to optimally, you know. We don't want to be drinking no Dasani. Bump that. I was at an event last night and they had Dasani water. Y'all, I was like, and I completely forgot. I went to see Wu-Tang last night, right? So check this. I went to see Wu-Tang last night at State Farm Arena. And we got tickets where you can get food along with looking at the concert. So when I left the house, I had done 64 ounces of water. All right. And I got to the State Farm place. The only kind of water they had was Dasani. I was like, y'all, fuck that. I'm not drinking that. I know better. That's trash water. It's like pea water, that Dasani. It's like pea water. I was like, I'm gonna just be under today. That's how I felt about it because I know better, you know? So that water don't give me nothing. It ain't giving me nothing at all. So I really want y'all to be like water snobs. I want you to be a water snob when you know, after dealing with me. Nah, I don't do that. But don't be too much. So if you're gonna be a water snob, make sure that you got your water with you. Don't be a water snob and then get back dehydrated because now everything is, oh God, I can't. No. Be a water snob, but be prepared when you're drinking. Have your water. Don't be caught out there like I was. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'll drink some water when I get there. And the water was Dasani. I should have had my own water with me because I'm a water snob. You see what I'm saying? So, any comments about that?
Water snob means turn your pinky up too.
Right. Right, when I'm drinking my water. Exactly, exactly. So, any other comments? And I have some housekeeping things that I want to share with you guys because I know we're wrapping up the um the challenge in the next couple days. Guys, we're at day 12. Day 12, y'all. Day 12. I'm so excited about this. This has just been such a beautiful, beautiful experience. The next water challenge is gonna be in August, and there was a request for us to go longer. All right. Again, we're building the habit. So the next water challenge will start on August 3rd. And what I want to do is I want to add in some juicing in there. That's what I think I want to do. How would y'all feel about that if we added in some juicing in there? Let me
Yeah.
let me hear some feedback from y'all. What do you think? Just from my hydration, like mixing it up so it doesn't feel like it's the same exact thing. What do you guys think about that?
I think that'll be good. But how long is longer? How long is the extension?
Oh, just another week. So 21 days.
Okay. I
So
think
here,
with the juicing, I think it's doable.
so here's what the person said. So it's an
Okay.
idea, right? So I'll give you the final word on it. But I have people who've done it. This is their second one, and they want to do the next one. So they're really working to build a habit.
Okay.
So they're like, won't we do tiers? They said, won't we do a 14 day? So somebody could sign up for 14 days. And then for a little bit more money, they could sign up for a 21-day experience. You see what I'm saying? And then you could just choose which tier you want to be in. Do you want to just do it for 14 days? Do you want to do it for 21 days? It's up to you. But that person was saying, man, I just really want to push myself. Because the truth of it is, sometimes after the challenge, people kind of relax a little bit. They just kind of chill out a little bit. But we really want to be working on this. And so that's why I'm like 1 month on, 1 month off, so that I get a little bit of a break. But then, and y'all get a little bit of a break, but it's something that we can get back to. We can get new people to participate in, and then we can just tweak the challenge and make it a little bit more interesting. So you would still have your 14-day option, but then there is also this 21-day option as well. So
Okay. Okay.
how does that feel, Dr. Lauren?
That that sounds doable for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
What about you, Karen K? What you think about it being like two tiers, 14 days and then 21 days? What you think?
Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then adding in some juicing, just like real simple juicing. How does that sound?
Awesome.
All right. Valerie, what you think? Uh-oh, Valerie probably stepped
Here,
up.
it's
How
raining.
that sound?
Sounds great. That sounds great. Um, so how would that work? You would give us a list of the stuff that we needed to purchase or have
Yeah.
on hand.
Yep. So if you're local, if you live in Atlanta, or if you wanted me to do the juicing for you and ship it, we could do that. We could always have that option. If you are local, you want to do it on your own, you could do that option. What we're doing is we're giving you two options. Like you could do 14 days, like we've done here, or you can just ride it out. I'm like, I'm going hard, 21 days. Because with the challenge, I'm gonna have prizes always. I want to incentivize people working hard and pushing. And so there would be another set of, you know, challenge prizes, all of that. But it'll be for the people who they ride hard for the 21 days. That's what I think I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I would give you an option. If you want me to do your juicing for you because you don't have time, I could do it, you know. But if you want to just, here's the list, here's what we're gonna make, you do it yourself, we could do it. It'll be easy though, easy stuff, easy stuff. And if you don't have a juicer, I'm gonna show you how to juice without a juicer because I know not everybody has a high-powered juicer. So I'm gonna show you how to juice without a juicer so that you can still get the juice in, but you're not tripping about, oh man, I don't got that. If you got a blender, you can, most people have a blender. You can do juicing. Okay? That's my strategy. That's how I teach juicing. And then now, you know, we want to get into juicing, you know, there are all these different grades of juicers and all that, but they're pricey. They're up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know even how to navigate that, like juicing. Like, yeah, I need a tutorial if I were ever to invest in one.
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Absolutely. I'm about to buy a big juicer because we're about to up level the production of our beverages. But it's a pretty penny. It's up there. So, you know, but we got to do it. We got to do it. We got to make sure that the people are getting what they need. All right,
Right.
so I just wanted to share that. So right now the link is open for the hydration challenge for the August. But this next tier, which was brought to my attention, that has not been added. I will have that added before the hydration challenge ends. So you'll have these two options, okay? So that's one. Two, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I really would like for you guys to do that because I'm always putting new content on YouTube. And I would love for you guys to just be there getting, that's where I have my longer formatted content there. I think Valerie said that she's subscribed. I know that Karen, she's also subscribed. And so, if you look at YouTube for anything, just, go on there and subscribe, please. That would be awesome. The next thing is a survey. I have a survey that I'm going to send out to everybody that I would like for everyone to complete, just so I can see, like, from a result standpoint, what showed up for you and how can we improve this challenge. The survey is going to ask you about just things that you've noticed in terms of your results, also your accountability partner, like if that's been helpful for you, all of that. So please, if you can, I would love for you to do the survey. All right. Um, we're going to wrap up on Saturday night and we'll announce the folks who've won. Remember, I really need for you guys to finish your course. So everything should be 100%. I'm looking at those leaderboards. I'm also looking at, please do a post. So on social, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever, just your experience with the challenge, just so that we're marketing it to other people for the next one. All right. And let me look back and see what were all the things that we needed to have you do in order for you to be in the running. And you guys are doing it. So you guys are engaging with each other, which is super important. Um, you guys are going to finish up your materials for the course. You're going to do one post on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, and then engage with your participants. So y'all are doing it. Y'all have been absolutely incredible on this challenge. I'm trying to think if I got everything. Survey, yes, I think I have everything. If I didn't, I'll catch it on the last night. Any questions for me about any of this that I've shared thus far? Any questions? Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. Do you guys like the challenge format where every couple months, like we do something and then you work together on that? Or do you feel like if you pay like a membership fee that was really small and then we can, so you have that continued support? Because what happens I'll tell you this, what's going to happen. When the challenge is over, the community kind of gets quiet just a little bit. And then when we have the challenge, it's gonna kick up again, right? So do you want some kind of membership situation where you pay a small fee, we have weekly calls, so we're checking in on you, making sure that you're accounted for, you're supported, or do you want to just do challenge? Every 2 months, you do a challenge, boom, 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 boom. What do you feel? How do you feel about that? Anybody could speak. I'm looking at Dr. Lauren's face.
I think I'm more of a challenge girl,
Yeah.
to be honest, because so much is happening all the time. So it's like, okay, let me zone in for this set of time here.
Yes.
It's something I can put on the calendar, and then
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that type of thing. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Yep. Understood.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Karen K?
I agree.
Okay. Yep. Valerie?
I'm sorry, y'all. I have to use the restroom.
You fine. So I was asking, yeah, so she's using the bathroom, so never mind. No, I understand. And, I get it. I get it. And, sometimes people, they're just motivated from the challenge and then just making it interesting. So what I really would love for you guys, now that you're in this community, is the feet, like, okay, what do you need? And be honest about that. Your accountability partner, you met that person, hopefully you connected with somebody. And even if you had a hard time connecting with your accountability partner, look at this call. We're meeting people on these calls. And so don't be a stranger. I will be posting regularly in the group. All right. I will be doing that. I'm going to make a commitment to do that. Like just a little nugget every day, something. It won't be much, like no big old thing, because I don't want y'all to be overwhelmed. But just a check-in, like a quick check-in. Hey, boom. Like today, I went to the bathroom at Popeyes. I don't know if y'all saw that. And I was like, y'all, I had to go. I couldn't hold it. I'm like, I'm adding this to the list. It was clean up in there. I was like, boom. I was able to get in and get out. And I'm encouraging all of y'all to do the same. Like that's how this community keeps going. By you showing up, sharing. It's not just about me, it's about y'all and y'all connecting. Okay? So yes. So I figured most of y'all would be more challenge oriented. Do you guys like the idea of doing something every other month? Does that feel good for like 14 to 21 days, or do you feel like it needs to be a longer period of time in between? What y'all think about that?
What about every quarter, every 3 months?
Every 3 months? Okay, I like every 3 months. So are y'all suggesting that the next challenge be in September instead of August? Is that what I'm hearing?
Um,
Be honest. What you think? So that would mean that the next one, we probably run it from September 1st, because September 1st is a Monday. And then we could stop on September 14th for the people who want to do it for 2 weeks, or it would stop on September 21st with this, which is a Sunday. That feels good. Dr. Lauren, what does that feel good to you?
Yeah, I think that will work. I think that will work. But you said quarterly? So
Karen suggested
January,
quarterly.
March, May,
So
June.
that would be 4 challenges a year. So every 3 months she's suggesting.
Okay.
You
So
feel like
wouldn't that be October?
well, we're
The
in
next
June.
the last quarter is October, right? October,
So
November,
July,
December.
because like we're in June now. So July,
Yeah.
August, September.
Okay, okay. I'm
it's
looking at
not
it
the
like starting from
Oh,
January,
I see, I
going like that.
see. Yeah,
That's
just
the
whatever month we're in. I mean,
okay,
we
go
always
do
start
like
the new year like that, but for the sake of where we are now, instead of
yeah.
next challenge in August, give people a little bit of a break and start in September so that they
Okay.
can, people can kind of get through the summer, kind of practice what they've learned.
Okay. Okay.
Does
Yeah.
that feel like it's too far away?
Uh
Like
no, not really. I mean, the days have been flying by, so I feel like that,
true. It's so true.
June is almost done, honestly.
Crazy.
So
So
yeah.
crazy. All right, so I can do that. So September 1st we're going to change the date from August to September 1st.
Mhm.
And then the 2 tiers, September 1st to the 14th or September 1st to the 21st.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah. Mhm. That
And
works.
in between that, though, what I can do too are just jump on and just offer some Zoom classes or something like that around like the food. So if people want to jump in there, they can do that too. That's fine. Um, so yeah, that feels good. Every quarter, that sounds good. Then we can maybe get more people in too, because it's more time to market. Um, what was I gonna say to you? If you know people that who'd be interested in doing this challenge, please share. Please tell them what a wonderful experience you had so that they can encourage them to join, because it's a lot of fun. And, I think that the women in this community are wonderful. So this has just been lovely to work with you all. I do have to plug my nutrition coaching. So if you guys need help with that and you need to schedule a session so I can help you to get right, let's go. We do that now. Instead of me doing my big program, which is available, I know that people are dealing with budgetary things. So I just made it very accessible. You can just schedule a session at a time. Okay. I think that's it for today. We'll just close out on on Saturday night at 7. That'll be our final call. Oh, and the last thing I will ask for you guys, I'm gonna be bugging y'all for testimonies. So just know that. I'll be bugging y'all for testimony. So a Google review would be nice. A little quick video testimony where we talk about your experience. I'm gonna be bugging you for a testimony because people need to hear from the people who experience these things. All right. So, all right. I think that's it. Any closing remarks? It's raining. That's mine.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I mean, what would a hydration challenge look like in the winter? I mean, now it's like we got spring and we got summer where the weather is, it's pretty decent. It's really nice. But in the winter,
I'm like, would I be consuming water in the winter?
I ain't gonna
Right.
make it.
Right. So this is why we got to do it. Yes. In the winter, nobody want to drink nothing. You just want to snuggle in your bed and sleep. Look at Dr. Lauren. You just want to be in the bed sleeping. You don't want to drink no damn water.
No.
This is good, Karen. Thank you for the quarterly suggestion. I love it. Yes. Yeah, we got to figure it out, right? We'll get there. We'll get there. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna relieve y'all. I got another call for 8 o'clock. Thank you so much, and I will share the Zoom recording, and I'll put it inside of the community. Thank you so much for all the suggestions that y'all gave me tonight. And look at that, y'all affected when we have our next challenge. Thank you, Karen. September 1st. So
That's anti-KK.
anti-KK.
I'm
Did you
messing with
know
you.
that Dr. Lauren, this is my aunt, by the way. This is my aunt. Yes, this is my, and Dr. Lauren is my massage therapist. And then Valerie just comes and she hangs out at the farmer's market. So I love all of y'all.
Right back at you.
All right, y'all. Good night. Peace.